Okay, so this is a fixture that I had made. This is I think part of a jet drive off of a boat. It had originally started with a couple broken bolts that had to get removed, and they were stainless. I like to use ball end mills to at least get them started, and then I drill it out to size and then just pick out the rest. You can use screw extractors or left-handed drills. I had those at work. I didn't have them here. But I made the fixture because now we're adding extra bolt holes and eventually O-ring grooves, some scalloping, a whole bunch of stuff. So I made the fixture that you can bolt the small end and the big end to. So I already did the extra bolt pattern to the smaller diameter end. So now we'll be doing the short side, or the larger diameter side. So what I like to do with this stuff is pick up two of the existing holes to square it up, and that's where I use gauge pins a lot. I know it was a little bit of back and forth, but being a smaller shop and I got a nice setup for my gauge pins, it's worth just going back and forth a little bit instead of measuring it, because you can't get a good measurement with threads in there anyways. See if we got enough travel. That's one thing with this, it takes almost all of the travel. Try to pre-measure. It's pretty decent. Bam! So 0Y. Okay, and then the bolt circle is 10.5 inches. Let's see if we can reach. No joy. Oh, look at that. never looked up, or I can't remember what the travel is. If I move the head a little bit, I think I can pick it up. I don't feel like doing it. I just flip the part around. So we'll go to picking it up on X instead. Okay, so it fixtured pretty well. See how if it stays when I tighten it down. One thing that I also did, as you might have noticed, now I'm favoring the opposite end of the table just to try to keep that wear even, whereas so that's good. So with that shaft, I was working with the table all the way to the left. Now I'm doing all the way to the right. Okay, so that's good. And this particular DRO, I don't know if you can see it, yeah, has bolt patterns in it. So let's see what one I had in there last. Bolt defined, so it has 18. We need 16 bolts now. We'll go to center at 0, which is what I want. Radius is not that, it is going to be, so you just do the 10.5 divided by 2, which is 5 1/4, right? 5.2, oops, 0.25, enter. Enter. Start at 0, 0. Okay. So we want to go 525. That puts us in the middle. 5" 250 thou. Okay. 0 that. Switch to ABS, make sure these are 0'd. Back to incremental. Okay. So now we tell it we want to use bolt, so we go to first bolt location. That is not correct, so we need to re-zero something. This should be the first hole. So where we're at is 0, 0. So now let's try that again. Bolt 1. Stubborn today. Okay, that's what we want. We want in Y, we want it to be a 0 move. And then we come up 525. So that hole exists. So now we're going to go to the next bolt, number 2. Okay, so now that one's 2-inch move towards me. Yes, there's going to be lots of cranking. Get this chuck out of there because we're going to use the center drill first. I don't mind the cranking so much. The power feed bothers me. I couldn't get this one set up that well. Nowadays you have Chinese ones and Taiwanese ones. I went with the Taiwanese one thinking it'd be better. They're exactly the same. So there isn't a difference there. It's not like difference between a Chinese machine and a Taiwanese made machine. So they still go together like shit. Trying to stack it up and get the gear engaged, it didn't go well. This had one on there, but it was burned up and wasn't anything like the other one. The other one was probably 20 years old, but that was an import also. And then if you get your hands on, whoops, why did I do that? I'm going crazy. I don't need the edge finder. So you get to see all the trials and tribulations of why everything's a project. Let's see. That's what we want. By the time you get really good at all this stuff, it's probably about the time when you get senile and then you start to forget it. But it's like with anything. Okay, so we'll go to that move. So I've already done this pattern on the plate, so I'm comfortable without double checking it. Originally when I did it, I put a Sharpie in there and I touched it and then I checked it, but as you can see, that's good. Okay, so let's get the phase converter on. Grab the glasses. That's a lot of RPM. There you go. It's now got a bolt 3. See, when you're a manual machinist, you can skip your gym membership. You're cranking handles all the time, lifting stuff, moving stuff. Yes, this is a little tedious. This is where the conversational mill is great. Because you plug in all the coordinates. There, I dedicated myself to that hole that's already there. But the conversational is great because once you get all the numbers plugged in, then you just hit. So that's 6. Then it just goes to the next one. And again, with that machine, it's got a bigger table, so I wouldn't have to do it in 2 different halves. that's that hole there. Once I get them dotted with the center drill, then I got that visual indication of where everything is. I don't have to plug around like I just did. That's good.